state of Biafra, all of a sudden, they have changed their language simply because of their selfish interests. They are looking for a cheap way to get freedom. They are looking for a cheap way of safety. Let me tell you, there is no shortcut to go to heaven. There is no shortcut to go. If you want to go to heaven, you must die. There is no shortcut anywhere to go to heaven. If you want to go to heaven, you must die. Even Christ, who is seen as Lord and personal Savior in Christianity, he died and he resurrected. Elijah, who was taken up in the sky, he couldn't be able to give clear account of what happened and what transpired and how it went. But when you talk about making heaven, there is no way you can go to heaven without you dying. You cannot enter to heaven with this flesh. It is clear. It is clear. You can't go to heaven with this flesh. If you want to go to heaven, you must be able to give away this flesh. And the only way you can be able to give away your flesh and be in spirit is death. When you die, you cannot make heaven. And if you by any means think you can disappear and appear in heaven, or you can go to heaven with your flesh, okay, keep on waiting. From the things we saw and the information we got, even in the rapture, you are not still going to go there with your flesh. Even if you are still arrive on the rapture, you cannot go with your flesh. That tells you that there's no shortcut to heaven, only death. And after death, the judgment. If you make it through the judgment, you find yourself in heaven. That is what Christianity meant us to believe. In the same vein, when you talk about your freedom, there is no shortcut to freedom. In everything that it has to do with freedom, there must be a sacrifice to be paid. In anything that has to do with the freedom, you must pay sacrifice. If you want to be free from your master as an individual, in business, in anything at all, you want to be free, you have to pay a price, a heavy price to be free. You see what people who go to serve their master go through for years. You see what they go through. They sacrifice their comfort, sacrifice everything. They will be there serving. Some of them are not fed well. Some of them don't have a comfortable place to sleep. They will take all the risk, take all the insult and abuse for years. Some will go as long as 7, 8, 9, 10 years to serve their master. And then talk about their freedom. There is no road to freedom that is cheap. If you're one of those who is trying to pass it, you think that following obedience is going to give you a cheap way into freedom. You are a dreamer. It is only going to deepen you more into hell. There is no shortcut to freedom. If you genuinely want freedom, it doesn't matter what kind of freedom you are seeking for. You must be ready to pay a price. In most cases, it takes a heavy price. It takes a heavy price. And when you talk about freedom of a nation, we have had, each time we hear about nation being free, we hear that nations fought for their freedom. Nations fought for their freedom. And when there is a fight, somebody will go down. It is not a wrestling, it's not a play, a fight. Nations fight for their freedom and they get it. When you engage in a fight, there will always be collateral damage. People die in a fight. So you have to prepare your mind for what is coming. This message goes to Biafran people, goes to Ududua people. Today, our Ududua brothers are receiving their own share of it. We condone